Welcome everyone to another episode of Bruvcast. There is no Mick today. He is busy with a family wedding, and I have roped in another good friend of mine, Fernandez, and we are today we're going to be catching up and just having a chat. I met Fernandez many years ago at university, and we lived together. We've also backpacked together. So we've had loads of crazy adventures. And Fernandez has then gone on, spent some time in Asia, working as an executive. Very kind of big, bold move, moving out to Asia. Spent 5-6 years out there. Was it more than that?
Yeah, just under 6 years.
6 years out there. Recently moved back. Recently got married. And a very good friend. So welcome.
Hi everyone. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
How's it going?
Good. I'm baking at the moment, sweating my tits off. Like Raj, I've also had a recent foot surgery, so not particularly mobile at the moment. But yeah, trying to enjoy the weather from a distance.
Crutch bros, man. We're crutch bros.
Crutch bros, indeed. Yeah.
How did it all happen?
I was on my way to the pub and crossed the road, and a moped rider ran over my foot.
You were on your way to... So this was before intoxication?
Yeah. This was intended intoxication, but I didn't even get that far.
Oh my God. You were stopped in your tracks.
Stopped in my tracks, exactly, yeah.
So he literally ran over your foot?
Yeah, he didn't see me. He was swerving in and out of traffic, didn't see me. Had his L plates on.
You know, do they always... I've always seen them with L plates. Is that just so that they can weave through traffic, or are they all just learner drivers if they're delivery drivers?
Well, I don't think this guy was a delivery driver. But my understanding is that you don't actually need to pass a test in this country to ride a scooter that's under a certain engine power, as long as you put learner plates on.
So all of those people are just...
freestyling it.
Yeah, freestyling it and running over man's feet.
Yeah, exactly. Depriving me of a cold beer on a sunny day.
Shit,
I mean, it doesn't sound great to whinge about that, but yeah, that's the truth of it.
Well, wishing you a speedy recovery, man.
Thank you.
That sounds awful.
Well, I've survived worse, so I think we'll be all right.
When do you're starting a new job, right?
Yeah, in a few weeks' time. Excited about that.
Is that going to be a decent, like a big commute for you, or are you in a decent location?
Well, we've sort of been umming and ahhing about moving to London. As you and your wife know, having bumped into me during a spot of house hunting.
Oh my God. This story must be told. This guy, bro, why, of all people, actually, I'm actually glad that it was you that this happened with. So okay. So
well, because I styled it out.
Here. Yeah. Because I think most of the others would have just got confused. The story is, we had a surprise baby shower for my wife, who is expecting in like 2 weeks. And I invited all of my uni mates to come down. And we were walking into the venue, me and Gagan. Obviously, she has no idea what is going on, no idea that this is a surprise for her. And Fernandez just casually rocks up to the pub at the same time as we are.
I mean, can I just say, right?
So
if you were running on time, then none of this would have happened, right?
Bruv,
but no one from South London arrives on time anywhere. No. I know. I should have known that. I should have known better.
You should have. Mate, you're always there. You know what? Yeah, whenever we've ever gone anywhere, whenever we've ever done anything, you're always there on time.
Yeah, that's how that's how the rest of the world outside of South London operates. I mean, you just need your own time zone, and then it'll just be easier for everyone to work around your...
There'll be Greenwich Mean Time and then South London time.
Oh, Greenwich is south, isn't it?
No, but there'll be a separate subset just for like South London. It'll be like half an hour plus everything else that's on Greenwich.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you rocked up, and
On time. I rocked up on time.
Guggen was like, "What? What? That's Fernandez." And I was like, "Oh, you fucking idiot! Yeah, it's Fernandez. What's Fernandez doing here?" And all right, so bear in mind, Fernandez lives nowhere near South London, right? Fernandez lives like way out of the city. So what did you say, man? What did you say, Fernandez, when I asked you, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Well, like all good lies, I founded it in the truth, and I just said I was apartment hunting, which
South
is
London.
partially true. But yes, I was apartment hunting without my wife, holding what was clearly a present for a baby shower, a doll, essentially.
That's the creepiest fucking doll I've ever seen.
It's
in
a
my
brown
life.
doll. It's a brown doll. John Lewis started selling brown dolls. I'm all for it. It's great.
It is terrifying.
It's not terrifying. What's terrifying about a brown baby? You're going to have one, mate.
I know, but this one looks like it's like one from one of those horror movies.
You see what you want to see, mate.
You know, there was this horror movie that I used to watch, this Indian one from back in the day, and they had this painting on the wall, and in the middle of the night, the only thing that would happen would be the hair would move. So the hair would come out of the paint. It was a painting of a lady, and it was like a Mona Lisa kind of a portrait picture. The hair would slowly come out and start to strangle whoever was sleeping on the bed.
That's terrifying. That sounds terrifying. I'm not a big horror movie person.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't see why would you put yourself through those, something that's going to make you jump and fuck up your sleep.
Here in this household, it's a blanket policy. There is no mention of it. No horror movies.
Really?
Not even
Is that because of you or Guggen?
Guggen. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to go. She doesn't want anything to do with any horror movies.
Yeah, I'm on Team Guggen on this one, I'm afraid.
Yeah, she's not. She's not a fan of it, man. So, as I mentioned, you've moved back from Asia. It's been how long have you been back now?
About 2.5 years. We moved back December 2020. Yeah.
How has that adjustment been?
I mean, honestly, it feels it's a massive. You know how that feeling when you've worked really hard towards something, and then you feel a little bit sort of empty and lost after you've accomplished it. It sort of felt a little bit like that because, I mean, for 6 years in Asia, it's a very different lifestyle. Everything is ultra convenient. You sort of forget about things back home a little bit, and it's a bit of a playground, really. And you come back and you suddenly have to deal with your family. You have to deal with a new job, different way of working, different culture, complete lack of predictable weather, and it's a bit of an adjustment, honestly. And I don't think I've finished adjusting, quite honestly. There's still times when I think, oh God, I wish I hadn't moved, or wouldn't it be nice to spend a year back there again? It's escapism, really, more than anything.
Did you have a similar adjustment period when you moved out there?
No, not really.
So when you were there, you were just like, bam, straight in.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a new place to me, right? I'd be sort of going to Malaysia for summer holidays since I was a kid, because that's where my parents were born. I'd been working in China since my first job, actually, straight after I graduated. So I had friends in Hong Kong. So it wasn't really a big culture shock for me. I knew what I was getting myself into. So yeah, it was pretty easy. And it's a place that's designed for people doing 2-year stints. There's a thriving expat community. And people just sort of welcome you with open arms most of the time. So it's very easy to sort of land and integrate quickly. This way, on the other hand, coming back this way, and I can contrast it with my wife, who was born in Hong Kong but has now moved to the UK. It's very different. It's very difficult. I think people here are a little bit more cliquey. There is no such thing as a sort of expat community outside of London. So it's a little bit more difficult.
And how do you feel like she's integrating then? Do you feel like she's...
Well, I mean, she's got a more active social life than I have at the moment. So pretty well, I would say.
So one thing that you said was coming back, adjusting parents. So obviously, since you've been gone 6 years, right? 6 years, your parents have aged 6 years. How are you finding your role has evolved in that period of time?
Well, I think they're aged. They won't admit it, but they do need a lot more looking after. You know, my dad doesn't drive anymore. He hasn't driven for a few years. He came to visit us the other day, and Rochelle had to sort of drop him off to the bus stop, so just to make sure he was getting on the right bus, and all this kind of stuff that you don't really think about. So I think there's definitely, whether they like to admit it or not, they do need more looking after.
Yeah,
I've got nothing to worry about with this podcast because he's definitely not. He's definitely a technophobe, so the chances of him actually listening to this are very slim.
So does that mean that you're his technical support?
No, because he just rejects technology altogether. He
has a smartphone though.
No, he doesn't.
Oh shit, he doesn't have a smartphone.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have WhatsApp.
Nope.
And that's by choice, right? He's not tried it. He's not been intrigued.
Oh no, we've tried multiple times getting him a phone and teaching him how to use it, and then he's just sort of like, nah. You know what? The first time we got him a smartphone, the first time we got a mobile phone, he never used to turn it on, right? So it used to be off 90% of the time. And we were like, you need to leave it on so that when we call you, you can answer it. He's like, no, I'll just turn it on when I need to use it. I was like, that's not how it works, Dad. My dad's quite a bit older, right? He was quite old when he had us, so he's just not embraced it at all. So yeah, no IT support for him except for sort of rebooting the Skybox every now and then. That's about it.
That is fucking jokes.
Yeah.
He didn't want to have.
Didn't want to waste the battery.
He didn't want to waste the battery.
Didn't want to waste electricity.
So it's like, I'll use it when I need to use it, otherwise it's off.
Yeah. Fuck everyone else.
I'll
use it when I need to use it. I'll be available when I feel like being available.
Yeah. That is jokes, man. No, my dad loves his WhatsApp. I think that's basically his entertainment and his news.
Oh, I know. Your dad made.
Oh my god, bruv! I don't understand how he does this. Like he'll go to any function and then he'll just get everyone's digits. That's basically what he does.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That happened at your wedding reception.
So he's like, send me your number.
Oh no! He stood there while I keyed it into his phone.
Oh my god! What need would my dad have for your phone number?
I don't know.
Has he sent you? Has he sent you a message?
Let me have a look.
I bet he sent you some weird shit, man. I bet he sent you. You know what it is, yeah? In his head, he's probably like, all right, Anthony, South Indian. So he's going to send you any South Indian videos or anything South Indian related.
Uncle Mike.
No messages.
Oh, it's a very nice profile photo he's got, just the two of you.
Yeah.
The last message was just saying that he'd called my dad and that they had a good long talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No spam then. I just don't want him to be spamming my friends.
No, he sent me a video of someone cutting into a pomegranate for some reason. Not sure what that's about. I don't want to open it and ruin the recording, but yeah.
Someone cutting open a pomegranate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you get for
Uncle Mike. Gotta love him.
Yeah. Putting your number in my dad's phone is going to open you up for all sorts of random forwards.
It's all right.
What have you been watching to keep you entertained during your current uh,
Our new
situation?
favourite show that we binged in like a week is Ghosts on BBC.
Ghosts. Haven't
Yeah.
seen that.
It's about a couple who they inherit an old mansion, haunted mansion, essentially, and
Bruv, you're watching like scary stuff.
it's a comedy,
Okay.
and the lady falls out of the window, has a concussion, and when she wakes up, she can see and communicate with the ghosts.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are you giving any spoilers out?
No. That's the first episode. And yeah, the ghosts are of various different generations over time, from caveman to politician, and yeah, it's really simple, good-natured fun. It's really good.
Is there an Indian ghost?
There is not an Indian ghost, but the there's a US version of it which I haven't watched yet. And in the US version, the lead is an Indian actor, American Indian actor. I can't remember his name, but he's brown and he's got a beard. So yeah,
But there's not like a ghost walking around that's got like an Indian accent.
no. Why are you probing on this? Have you got a ghost in your house walking around with an Indian accent?
That would be funny though, innit? Imagine if you had like an immigrant ghost. Just like
you know where there's going to be loads of ghosts walking around with Indian accents?
where?
India.
You fucking idiot.
You walk straight into that.
They'll have Indian accents, but they'll
Yeah.
also have like they'll be speaking in other languages.
Yeah, true.
If ghosts really exist, okay, right? Do they leave their shores? Do they
So
go?
the premise of this show is that you stay where you die, right? You stay within the confines of wherever you die. So they
So
all
you'll never go further than like SW something.
yeah. So
You're just
so
a
if
local.
so Elvis, for example,
Yeah.
died in a toilet cubicle. So his technically his ghost is still there.
His ass is local, basically.
His pants are still rolled down around his ankles.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah. So you die in exactly the same condition.
Clothes. Okay.
Yeah. So if let's say in this series, the politician ghost I mentioned earlier, he dies in some sort of kinky sex scandal, and so when he comes back as a ghost, his trousers are around his ankles, and he's fully suited and booted in the top half, but he's got no trousers on. And so I'm just thinking if this same sort of thing happened with Elvis, he's stuck in this toilet cubicle for eternity, with his pants down his ankle.
Horrible.
And the only time he sees other people, living people, are when they come into the toilet to take a shit. That's
so he
not
can't
a good way.
move. He can't move from the toilet.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we're talking about a TV show here, right?
No, but you can. I'm just saying.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
If this is real, yeah.
If this is real, where would you want to die, Raj?
Like in terms of like a location or like a room in a house.
A location and circumstances.
I think it'd have to be on a beach.
I totally agree.
It'd be like the perfect place.
Yeah.
Like a nice beach.
Yeah.
Circumstances would be just like in my lounges, man. Just like waiting for the inevitable.
Yeah.
I don't want to be dying in like a fucking hospital bed. And because then if you're dying on a hospital bed, then that means you're just chilling.
But
that means haunted. That means hospitals are fucking crazy haunted. They're just like people lying everywhere.
This doesn't happen to everyone that dies as far as a TV show goes, right? Some people go straight up to heaven and you never see them again.
They graduate.
But some people are sort of in this purgatory state where they are ghosts. The fear I have of it, and I've given this some thought, obviously, the fear I have of this being on a beach is that you're going to be surrounded by potentially a lot of drowning victims.
Oh, yeah. That's
You know
gonna
what I
be
mean?
shit.
Yeah.
That would be shit.
And there are other ghosts, and you can talk to the other ghosts.
And they can see you, right? So
They can see you. Yeah.
They can wind you up and be like, "Oh, you're a dickhead" and whatnot.
Yeah. You could do that. Yeah. You could just become mates and perv on people on the beach, or you could make everyone your worst enemy.
But what are they gonna? They can't do anything to you.
Not really, no. But you can't leave that area, right? So you're there for until you go into heaven or whatever.
Where would you go? You would be beach.
I would be beach, but not really on the beach. So I'm thinking like beach house near the beach.
Okay.
Where I've got a constant influx of people, new people.
You can like fuck with.
That I can fuck with, yeah.
Would you be like torment? Would you be torment like a poltergeist?
Depends if they were dickheads or not.
Yo,
right?
yeah, fuck off, bro. You're gonna 100%. It'll be like your hair coming out of the painting, strangling these motherfuckers to death, bro.
No. I think if I was a ghost,
It'll be like your pubic hair is coming out.
I wouldn't fuck with everyone. I think I would mainly fuck with kids.
That's the worst. That is the worst.
Because they already believe in ghosts.
What's the logic?
With an adult, right? First of all, you've got to get over them not believing in ghosts.
No, because you just do something that's just batshit crazy, and they'll be like,
they can't see you, right? They can't see you. So the only way you can fuck with them is there's one ghost in the series who can just about has enough power, motor coordination to press a key on a keyboard.
Okay.
And that's it. So he could push a cup off the end of a table, maybe. He could very, very slowly type something into a laptop. But that's the only real way that they can really fuck with you.
So then you wouldn't just like... It'll be too much effort, you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
So you can be lazy as
well. And I think if you fuck with the kids, they're gonna screw up their parents' holiday in this beach house. So you're already fucking with them, but just indirectly.
It's true. That is actually a very good point. That's such a random show. I might have to give it a watch.
Oh, you'll love it. It's up your street, I think.
But so obviously one thing to acknowledge here is that you don't speak your mother tongue.
Right? I don't. No, I don't.
Not a word.
Not a word. I'm completely useless.
Like, can you understand if someone's having a conversation about you?
I can understand. Yeah, I can sort of understand the odd word here and there, the gestures, the body language, the eye contact, but not really any more than that. You know, my mother tongue is Tamil, and my dad's side is Malayali, and so growing up as a kid, they spoke English to each other.
Oh, okay.
And we moved out of London when I was 4, where there was, at the time, not really any other Tamil or Malayali speakers. There was no community per se. So the only real exposure I had to it was going on holiday as a kid to Malaysia or Singapore, where, to be honest, everyone sort of spoke English anyway. So you know, it is a regret of mine.
It's not too late, bruv. You're idle right now, you know. Why not you do like Duolingo, pick up some...
Oh, mate, I've tried, mate. I don't have...
tried?
I have tried, not recently, but I have tried before, and I think my brain is just not wired for languages, or maybe I just don't have the patience for it, you know, or maybe I'm just lazy, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's a bit difficult. And then on the other hand, I've got my wife who's multilingual, who speaks Cantonese, Hindi, she can get by with a bunch of other Indian languages, you know, and then I'm here like a plum.
One language
wonder. But, you know, they'll survive.
So she's like your translator then. She translates. Yeah. She will speak to your own family in their language.
Not yet, but I have heard her and my mum exchanging a couple of Tamil words here and there. I think that's more her trying to learn what some of the words mean. But yeah, she's got a good head for languages. She'll pick it up very quickly, I'm sure. Well, what will you do? You've got a newborn on the way. What are your plans for making sure your child can speak either your language or Guggen's mother tongue?
I mean, ideally,
Have you thought about it?
Ideally, we'd want them to be able to speak both. I don't know how we're going to coordinate that though, because I mean, I guess there's schools where you can learn both those languages, so that might be an option. But that kid's gonna be very confused, bruv. It's gonna have a British Gujarati dad and an American Punjabi mom. So there's there's so many different culture clashes going on at once. This is going to be very confused.
We grew up with that sort of. I certainly grew up with that, right? So I've got born in the UK, parents born in Malaysia, but from different religions and different regions of India, and I've got a Spanish surname. And I've had that sort of identity crisis, culture clash growing up, and quite honestly, in the UK, I think the UK is pretty well set up to handle that. I meet so many people who've I thought I was quite unique, but actually a lot of people come from different parts of the world.
No, man. We think you're unique, Fernandez.
Yeah, thanks, Raj. I'll take that as a compliment.
Tell me about your love for Mariah Carey, bruv.
That started when I was probably, I would guess, in sixth form.
Around that time. So hold on. That started
GCSE/sixth form sort of time. It was a guilty pleasure. It was not cool to like Mariah Carey, so I didn't tell anyone that I advertised.
When you started openly saying that you liked Mariah Carey,
you're describing it as if I'm coming out, mate.
No, as in but when you started talking about how much of a fan of Mariah Carey you are, right? Yeah. I thought that this was one of those new things, but then when I spoke with you, I was like, oh no, shit, you were like this from day one, right?
Oh, this been going on
you
for
were
a long
never
time,
open. You were never open to tell us about it. Why?
No, I don't know. I think as you get older, I think you get a little bit more. Well, certainly for me, I've become more confident in my own skin, and as I've got older. I don't think I was born naturally with lots of confidence. I don't think I was born an extrovert. I think it's something that sort of developed over time. Okay. And so, yeah, that's kind of probably why it came out later rather than earlier.
Okay, so take me back to sixth form then. What you just started? What was your first exposure? I want to know, man. What was the
first exposure to Mariah Carey was a friend's mum. Who
a friend's mum
who she used to have Mariah Carey on quite regularly when we went over.
Okay.
And
she
was exactly like Will's mum from the Inbetweeners. Exactly. And so I suppose that's when I first sort of picked it up. Back in those days, got a cassette from somewhere, listened to it on the bus to school. And then I probably didn't think about it for ages. I don't think I was really listening to Mariah Carey a lot during university.
But if we were in a club, right?
They were not playing Mariah Carey in any of the clubs that we went to, mate. They were playing Sean Paul and DJ Luck and MC Neat, and there's no one, none of that, right?
No, they had some Mariah tracks. Mariah was big back then.
Nah, mate, nah. I don't think so. But yeah, so that's where the Mariah thing came from.
So okay, so you're saying that you were not as comfortable in your own skin. Why?
No, I don't think so. Not at all. No, I think. I didn't really. I think I was a late bloomer. Mick said to me once. He said something along the lines of "You're a late bloomer." Maybe not those exact words, but it's true. I think it took me a while to sort of find my feet and find my confidence, and a lot of that came through work actually.
Mm.
My sort of first real job while I was studying and after I graduated, and I was just exposed to completely different world that I'd not experienced before. Being forced to talk with customers, different cultures, having the responsibility on your shoulders that entailed. It sort of, I think it brought me out of my shell a little bit. But that is something, that's a sort of a learnt behaviour. I think that's not something that I had from day one. But you've been, as far as I've known you, you've been Mr. Confidence from day one. But I think for me, I've developed the confidence that I have now. I didn't have it to begin with.
But you're like, I feel like it's developed to a point where it feels natural.
But I've become a monster.
And that,
yeah. Yeah. No, I think, I don't think about it now, right?
Yeah. Well, okay, so if there's someone like listening that's kind of going through that situation where they're like, oh, I'm trying to get more confident, or like not comfortable in my own skin, not like trying to establish myself, getting out into the work, or feeling that in my working. Because, okay, so you must have been in those environments a lot. If I'm imagining you kind of out of uni in that kind of a mindset, now you're all of a sudden put in front of very confident people, very assertive people in some cases. How did you respond?
When you get pushed out of your comfort zone, or when you push yourself out of your comfort zone, you tend to learn very quickly. And if you get pushed out of your comfort zone and you're surrounded by lots of type A personalities, trying to be assertive, trying to be top dog, you might not win every time. You might be, shouted down a lot. You might feel a bit sort of on the edge or on the outside. But at the same time, you're also listening and absorbing everything that's going on around you. So that the next time you go into that situation, you handle yourself slightly differently. And it just builds, I think. So yeah, I don't really have any concrete advice for people who are feeling like that, except, relish being pushed out of your comfort zone. I think you can learn a lot from it.
Yeah, don't order the safe things on the menu. Push it.
What does Guggen think of British television?
Bruv, yeah. I tried to get her to watch In-Betweeners. She was not having it.
Yeah.
She was not having it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like she enjoys the shows that I enjoy that are like... I made her watch Goodness Gracious Me as well.
Yeah. There's a Goodness Gracious Me one, which I showed to Rochelle, where they're singing a version of a Backstreet Boys song.
Okay.
About arranged marriages.
Okay. I've definitely...
You might ring a bell, yeah. She found that funny. Yeah, it's a bit hit and miss.
I think there's just some things that are just uniquely British that just do not translate very well.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the one that Guggen always gets caught up on is how I tell the time. So in the US, they don't say past, they don't say 1:45, they don't say 10 past. They don't do any of that. They're just like, they'll tell you the exact like time. They don't do any of this kind of like additional stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, the other thing, the other thing that annoys me is the date format.
Oh God, I hate the date format thing.
So
I hate it.
In the UK, right, the date format goes from small to large, right? So you go day, month, year. In Asia or China, for example, it goes the other direction. So they go year, month, day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But in the US, there's no logic. It's, what is it? It's month, day, year.
Year. Yeah.
It's nonsense.
I never get it.
No.
I never get it.
No.
Because you don't even, in conversation, you don't say the month before the date, do you? In a conversation.
Well, sometimes you would say July 10th, right?
Do you know when it probably started? Because it's July 4th, isn't it? July 4th is probably why.
You think so?
They were like, we're going to call this day July 4th. And then they're like, hold up. If we're going to call this day July 4th, that is how we're going to have to write the date. And now all dates will be the month first, then the day.
No, I think it's probably more like, well, the British do it like this, so we're going to do it slightly differently.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
But for no reason, no logic. No rhyme or reason.
There might be, but not that I know of. I can see their logic in being small to large or large to small. That to me is sort of intuitive. But just plucking out the month and sticking it on the front for no reason, fuck that. That's just bollocks.
It's so difficult and it's frustrating because I work for an American company, so I have to use that format. I have to use that month first, and I get baffed every time. And then I make mistakes when I'm signing UK documents because I do it in American format, and I'm living in two different time periods according to how I'm writing it, man. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
The other thing that happens in America is if someone holds the door open for you and you say thank you, they go, uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah. That is something that they do. Like, it's kind of it's not you're welcome, because they also say you're welcome a lot. But they also go, uh-huh.
What does that mean?
I don't know, man. It's so weird. Like, when I first went there,
Is it like a sort of, I don't give a shit that you're saying thank you, get on with your life?
No.
It's a polite,
like, Yeah, it's a polite, yeah. So you'll be walking somewhere, and then, if you're asking someone to hand you something, can you pass me the mug? And they'll be like, here you go. And I'm like, thanks. Uh-huh.
It's better than Asia. I mean, in Hong Kong, no, you all hold the door open for someone and they'll walk straight through it without making eye contact. And you're just stood there like a plum holding the door open for 20 other people that are going to walk through. Zero thanks.
No one waits. No one waits for letting you to come through the door.
Not so much that, but it's just no acknowledgement that it's a favour,
I see. Okay.
And it's not. I don't think it's being rude, right? I think that's just a cultural norm there.
No, have you ever had this where someone bumps into you and you say sorry, and then they say sorry?
Someone's bumped into. Yeah, definitely.
See, why? Why do we do that? It doesn't make any sense. If someone has bumped into you, they should be apologizing. Why do we say sorry first?
But you don't have 3 hours to work out who's at fault, Raj. You're not going to draw a diagram to see who was approaching from which direction.
No, but that's not why you're doing
it. Velocity to figure out who was at fault. It could have been either of you your fault, right? It could have been either. In most instances, it could have been either party's fault. So you both say sorry. Get on. It's fine.
You could have been just like standing in a stupid place.
Yeah. I'm not that fussed about that. If I bump into someone, okay, if someone bumps into me and they just walk off without acknowledging it, that would annoy me much more than me having to say sorry.
So you're fine with it?
I don't, yeah. I think bigger fish to fry.
What is your bigger fish to fry then, bruv?
People not saying thank you when I open a door for them. That's my bigger fish to fry.
Mate, that's fucking jokes, bruv. You obviously did not go to a school in South London.
Well, what happens in South London?
Man just will barge you, innit? They'll be like, what? What are you saying, yeah?
Yeah, then what happens? You get stabbed?
Nah, no knives then, man.
No knives back then.
No knives.
Just conkers.
Conkers and pogs.
Oh, pogs. Pogs.
You remember pogs?
I loved pogs. Yeah, I loved pogs. Whoever made pogs, oh god, they must have made a little mint off that.
How the hell did they come up with the idea?
You can sell any old shit to kids.
But how would it make sense for you to be like, we're just gonna have discs, and we're gonna get the kids to stack discs, and then we're gonna have them throw bigger discs at that stack of discs, and that's basically it.
I suppose they took some elements of Pokemon, which is a collectible card game, right?
Right.
Because that whole point is they want to tie the kids into buying more shit. So same way remember the sticker books?
Yep. Merlin.
It's got to be there's a collectible element to it. So Pogs definitely had that. There was a competitive element to it, which they probably copied from, I don't know, Jenga, Conkers even. And they put some bright colours on it.
The shinies.
The shinies.
Oh, you got shiny.
You got shiny Pogs, just like you got shiny stickers.
That's it.
Them with the shiny stickers.
Yeah.
You know.
See,
Have you ever thought about a toy that you could make?
I mean, I'm thinking about fucking bringing back Pogs right now.
Bring back Pogs, but square. Oh shit, that's just cards, isn't it?
We'll call them Squogs.
Yeah, why not?
They wouldn't flip though. They probably, you know what? They probably tried. They probably tried them square first. They're like, these don't turn around.
Yeah,
they
they
don't
work.
have the,
Yeah.
They don't have the bounce. We're like, nah. They tried to bring back Pogs with Squogs, and it was a failure.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I thought you were going to ask me for an anecdote.
What's your anecdote then, bruv?
I just assumed you were going to ask me about cat.
Oh yeah, go on then. Tell me your cat story. Tell me the cat story.
Oh. So, last year, my wife and I took my parents to India for a little holiday. And we stayed in this...
Is that common that you go on holiday with your parents?
This is the first time that I've been on holiday with my parents in a long, long time.
Okay.
Long time, yeah. And it's the first time that the four of us have been on holiday together.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were staying in this beautiful sort of chalet on the backwaters in Kerala. And we were having dinner one evening, and there was this sort of cute little grey cat that was sort of shooting across the garden. And I'm a big cat fan. So I asked the lady that was working there what the name of the cat was. And she sort of looked at me slightly incredulous and just said, "Get. It's a get. We got it get." And I thought, no, but what was the name? What's the name of the cat? And she's like, "Get. It's just get. It's a get. We got it get." And it took me a while to realise that, I mean, why on earth would they name stray cats in India or stray dogs? They're fucking strays, right? Why would they name them? And I'm sitting there thinking she's insane, and she's just screaming "get" at me, thinking I'm insane for asking her what she's named the stray cat. And she desperately just wants to go back to doing her job and get out of this conversation.
And you still ask her.
I'm like,
You're still asking her.
What? Yeah, at least 3 times I think I asked her before I clocked what was going on. Anyway, yeah. So we now just call our own cat Get, just around the house. It's just stuck.
Maybe she was like, expecting you to bust out some Malayali.
No, I don't think so. I think she knew what I was asking. Right, she had people in Kerala. Quite a lot of people understand English, right? So she absolutely knew what I was asking. She knew that I was asking what was the cat's name. What she didn't understand was why I was asking that.
Okay. Because
it's a stray cat. They're not going to go around naming stray cats. There's stray cats and dogs all over the place in India. They named every single one.
She wouldn't be working.
She wouldn't be working. Exactly. Yeah.
She'd be like, "Oh, I've got to finish naming all these cats."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sure that they're identifiable from one another. They don't look like.
Yeah, make sure they're all chipped. Make sure they've all got collars on. With a lost number. No.
Just in case this crazy guy comes over and is asking me for a. Why did you think to ask her? Did you think that the cat belonged at the premises?
No, it's sort of. Yeah, it wasn't quite obviously a stray to me. It wasn't
It didn't have a collar though, right?
It didn't have a collar, but it wasn't scruffy or scraggly or anything like that. I just thought it was like the hotel cat. And
it's not. It wasn't.
It just wasn't. It just get.
Was anyone else watching this interaction happening?
Oh yeah, my parents and Rochelle were standing there just letting it all play out in real time.
They didn't intervene.
My dad definitely knew what was going on and just let me make a twat out of myself.
He was just chilling there, just watching.
He's just chilling there. We were having
asking
dinner,
the same question 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
That poor lady, man.
Yeah.
What must she have thought as she was walking away from you?
Spoiled NRI twat.
about the cat.
About the cat. These guys have got time to worry about what the cat's called, and we've slogged over the stove for the whole day just to feed the pricks.
Man asking us about the naming.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous, bro. I feel like that kind of shit would only happen to you, man.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Very good at getting myself in those situations.
No related anecdote to that one. Is that the most stupidest thing that you've done? Like,
no, that's just the one that I've laughed about recently. I think one of the other favourites of me and you in India is the VIP bonus vest.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I bought you a present that I never actually gave you.
You didn't. You bought me a VIP bonus vest.
Yeah. So I actually have it in this room, and I know this is just audio, but I'm going to read it out.
All right, go on.
This is.
So it's go on, read it out.
Okay. So let me describe what it is. So this is it's a plastic packaging with two white vests, like the sort of wife beater style vests, if it's still acceptable to call them that. And what's written on it is VIP bonus premium Milky white vest. 95 centimeters. And I bought this for Raj because when we were in India once, we were walking around Trivandrum, checking out the shops, and we walked into one place and we came across these VIP bonus vests, and we just thought it was the funniest thing, because what's VIP bonus premium about a vest, an undervest? It's a fucking vest.
It's a white vest.
It's a white vest. It's designed to stop your shirt getting sweaty. There's nothing VIP bonus premium about it. And the whole Milky aspect of it is this even weirder. Anyway, so
Milky
it was
white.
Milky white, yeah, Milky white vest.
So that's just off-white then, right?
Let me tell you about some of the features.
Go on.
Made from 100% premium cotton.
It's premium cotton, yeah?
Premium, yeah. Tagless label to avoid irritation.
That's nice. That's convenient.
That's a good feature, yeah. Maintain softness after multiple washes.
Very nice.
Extra whiteness.
But no, it can't be extra white and milky white.
Oh, so. It's marketed by... there's a whole company behind this, by the way. This is made by VIP Clothing Limited.
Oh.
I'm not sure if they make other things apart from vests, but you can contact them at customer care at vip.org.com if you're interested.
There we go. These are our new sponsors.
There we go.
The VIP bonus. Thank you. I'm looking forward to trying that vest.
Yeah, indeed.
That was so random.
Mm.
Wasn't that the same day that we walked into like a photography studio, and they had like those like old school style photo shots, those video edited, where they have like a photo of like a couple, but it's inside a flower.
Yes, it was. I'm not sure if it's the same place that photoshopped my own profile photo. Did I tell you about that?
No.
So, post Mumbai attacks, a lot of restrictions went around getting a mobile phone in India, right? So one trip that I was there, you have to go through this whole rigmarole of getting a photo taken, signing your life away just to get a SIM card. And so anyway, I went into one of these shops. It might be the same one that we went to, I can't remember. To get a photo taken so I could get a SIM card. And the guy took a photo of me, decided that my actual face wasn't good enough, and turned me down about 3 or 4 shades.
What?
Yeah. I was too dark, apparently. So he toned me down and then airbrushed away my beard to just leave a moustache. Because everyone in Kerala's got a moustache above a certain age. It's weird not to have a moustache.
So he gave you a moustache.
I had sort of a beard, sort of stubbly beard going on.
He was like, "No, we don't need that.
We don't need all of that. We just need the bit above your top lip." And he did all of this without telling me and in front of me. So I was sort of standing over his shoulder as he did his editing on the computer, and he went down about 3 or 4 times to get me to the shade of brown that he wanted, that he thought was acceptable.
That's so deep, man.
Yeah, and then sort of, I mean, people are obsessed there about what shade of brown you are, aren't they? But then, and then airbrushed away 80% of my beard just to leave a moustache, and then gave me the photo. And I said, how the fuck is anyone going to ID me from this photo? It doesn't look anything like me. It looks like, have you seen Mo Farah and his twin brother? How they sort of look alike, but don't look alike at all. Yeah. It looked like that. It looked like the twin brother that I left behind in India.
Mate, you've never told me that story.
No, well, there you go. Anyway, I got my SIM card and it was all fine in the end, but yeah.
That is not... Okay, so that is not the only time that someone has, without your permission, made adjustments to your hair on your face. So... Another time that happened was was before the christening of your godson, right?
Yeah, before the christening of my godson, I decided to get a trim, sharpen up. It was a Sunday. I think it was a Sunday, so my normal barber wasn't open. So I went to a barber with Mick, and the guy just gave me an eyebrow slit without even asking me. And I,
Wait, what kind of barbershop was it? What kind of barbershop was it?
It was an African barbershop on Stoke Newington High Street or something like that.
And you went with Mick, and Mick used to slit up all his eyebrows anyway.
But I think I got my hair cut before Mick, or he was just coming with me. I don't think he was getting his hair cut at the same time.
He was just there for moral support.
He was just there for moral support, yeah.
But he must have seen, like, he must have had a similar calculation. This guy must have seen Mick. It
happened in a flash. Maybe he saw Mick, and he thought, yeah, this is slitted eyebrow crew over here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he did it in such a way where it was just vertical. Right? It wasn't even at an angle. And like we were just talking about confidence, right? At that point, I didn't have the self-confidence to say, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Can you put that back where you took it from?
What would he do, though?
Can you make me whole again? I didn't have the balls to say that back then, so I just sort of paid him and left.
You paid him as well?
Paid him, left, got bollocked by my dad, and there we go.
That is fucking jokes, man.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. So the origin of that, you know the origin of that, yeah?
The origin of what?
The eyebrow splitting thing.
No. Where does it come from?
So the reason why, like, guys used to do that back in the day, I guess they do it now still, is because of the movie Scarface. So in the movie Scarface, Al Pacino has a scar which starts actually at his eyebrow and goes all the way down.
Right.
And that was the slit in the eyebrow that everyone wanted to kind of emulate. Very popular in, like, South London. Obviously, Mick used to do it. Sil used to do it as well. They don't do it anymore. They are past that stage of their life. But they did regularly. But you weren't in that crew.
Nah. That was not really my look. I experimented with very thin sideburns. But never an eyebrow slit. That was way off brand for me.
And the christening of your godson. So wait, when you rocked up there, like, what was who noticed that when you went home? Like, was it straight away?
I can't remember. It was either my mum or my dad just sort of looked at me with sort of like disappointment and confusion.
Yeah. I think we're at time, man.
All right.
So thank you, Fernandez, for joining.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on. I hope this won't be the last time.
No, we will definitely have you back. If anyone has had interesting experiences in India, getting any kind of photos taken, please share the photos. Let us know.
Yeah.
Comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz.
And
Fernandez.
if the VIP bonus vest company is listening, then I'm a medium. Raj is probably a medium as well. And yeah.
Premium cotton, yeah? None of that
cotton.
standard cotton stuff.
Exactly,
I want
milky
the
white.
end. And only milky white.
Only milky white, yeah.
Not normal white. I don't want a brilliant white.
No. I don't want any of this yellow stained sweaty vest. It needs to be milky white, yeah.
All right. Peace!
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.